I gotta make sure I do that before. Gotta make sure I do that before. Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? Is that candle really 600? I thought to say, I thought it was like 613. Traded 46 points before a pullback. I mean, I guess that's decent, but you had to have balls of steel. Shit, it seems like, man, honestly, with the Nasdaq, it's so much, yo. It seems like the pullbacks of this damn opening range breakout is more profitable or lucrative than the actual damn or breakout initially if you just want the points. But overall, the or breakup to the upside was the play. My bad. You said that you got your funded account from uh it says only cause they offer a trade of it. Are you talking about Tradeify? Are you talking about Tradeify getting the 30% off? Cave Trader? Oh, my funded futures? They got a 30% off deal? Was that like on their stream or something? Or is that like something that they're offering right now? Okay, cool. Yeah, actually I just actually got my I passed the MFF account in 2 days, trading the almighty gold. And they just sent me the email today for my new account. I may actually just purchase another one. Actually, I'll just buy probably one more over the weekend. Yeah, that's probably what I do. So I can have 4 accounts for the price of 2. Okay. Hmm. Hold on, what? So the MNQ retraced back. Hold on. What happened? So swept liquidity below, followed by a false breakout. Well, I guess I could just, I could leave. I just could leave. I could. Am I really spelling that wrong? I could have sworn. Am I spelling that wrong? Or is this thing trolling me? Okay, I thought I was spelling it right. Why is it saying I'm spelling it wrong? Oh, okay. It's got about the okay. All right. All right. So the NQ swept the liquidity above the range and pulled back to the 21 EMA where price found support. Right now I'm trading minis. Oh, actually, I apologize. I'm trading micros. I'm trading micros, but I usually trade depending on which account. Right now, I'm in the sim testing out and getting a feel for trading 90 micro contracts, which is equivalent to a 9 lot. So far, so good. I have my entries down on the ES. I have a great understanding on how to trade the ES. It's just that the ES is just not my cup of tea. I prefer to trade the Nasdaq, but the Nasdaq is just too crazy and erratic to have a consistent strategy. Right now, we're testing out the orb, and we'll kind of go over it after I get this all edited up. We'll talk about what happened. And today was probably one of my biggest trading days so far. So far, today I made about what 60K. I think I calculated about 60K. I had 3 positions today over 5 figures. I made $27,000 in the Nasdaq earlier on. I made another $20,000 on the Nasdaq with the orb breakout. I made $16,000 on ES, and in my evals and funded accounts, I made $4,200 in that. So today was definitely a great day, and all I did was traded a system. That's it. That's all I did today. And yeah, I made somebody's salary today. As crazy as that sounds. As crazy as that sounds, I made somebody's salary in less than a session. But we'll go over it though. Moving forward, that's how we're going to trade the Nasdaq moving forward. And as I document this orb, from what I'm beginning to understand, is that the market literally is like this orb, this 15-minute range is the heartbeat of both the Nasdaq and ES. It appears that the market likes to trade around this 15-minute range. As you can see that how the market comes back and reacts around this range is literally the heart of today's price action. This range right here. You can see that it's literally the heart of yesterday's price action. You can see how price tapped back into this range before it finally breaking out. this range right here, it taps a couple of times before finally breaking out. The orb is literally the heart of the market. And if I didn't document this, this would have been something that I missed. Look how often, like, I mean, this has been consistent. The orb is the heart. So we'll definitely continue to trade this. The orb on the ES is, or at least for this week, has been a lot cleaner. I ultimately made more money on the Nasdaq than on the ES, but I got my money sooner on the ES today than on the Nasdaq. I was already up 10K before the Nasdaq. Before I broke $2,000 on the Nasdaq, and I both traded 9 lots on both instruments. So it was really an eye opener, and I hope to have that same success. Well, not hope. I look forward to having that same success moving forward. I've already said it that having a 5-figure day in this room, in this trade room, that's going to be the norm moving forward. That's going to be the norm. 5 figures a day. That's going to be the norm. And we had 2 or 3 last week. We've had 3 this week. Even with all the low volume and volatility, we've made more than 5 figures in per trade. This is not a cross trades. This is one trade we're making 5 figures in. So that just tells me that if I just follow a system, we can become these prop firms' biggest nightmare. It's like, oh my God, another 5-figure day. The first time it wasn't a fluke. It's another day too. Yeah, we're coming for you. We're coming. But anyway. So the MQ broke out above the opening range and traded 32 points to the upside before pulling back 42 points. And 4, the MQ broke out above the opening range and traded 46 points to the upside before pulling back 64 points. Ultimately, the MQ traded 125 points to the upside. Okay, that's right there. Right there. All right, so the Orbiter report. So at 8:49, the MNQ swept liquidity below the opening range, followed by a false breakdown. At 8:53, the MNQ retraced back into the opening range. At 9:06, the MNQ swept the liquidity above the opening range and pulled back to the 21 EMA, where price found support. At 9:22, the MNQ broke out above the opening range and traded 32 points to the upside before pulling back 42 points. And at 10:04, the MNQ broke out above the opening range and traded 46 points to the upside before pulling back 64 points. Ultimately, the MNQ traded 125 points above the opening range. And this is the result. This is the result of that trade right here. Look at that entry. We only had 10 points of drawdown following the system. Even though when price actually came back. Now, if I was still in my Apex account, I would have blew the account on this drop. That account would have been gone. It would have been gone. That's the one thing that I don't particularly care for about Apex. With this orb, potentially, I may just get an end of day drawdown account, even though they're super expensive compared to what I'm used to now. But with this orb play, I'm gonna need to have, I can't be punished for being up. And then actually, let me just look at that, because if I was up 46 points on a 9 lot, so 46 times 20 times 9. So yeah, so I would have been up $8,200 in this shit. If this thing came back to break, or actually, it wouldn't even touch my break even. I would have just blew the account. So yeah, I would have blew the account with this drawdown right here. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that would have blew the account. And that's exactly what I did that first day when I was trading the orb. when the price just kept going up. I kept adding to the position and it just pulls back and there goes the account because I'm heavy. I'm super heavy. Not because I was wrong, but because I was heavy. But I've already said it, man. Um, I'm holding myself back in terms of the amount of size that I'm comfortable with. We already got the entries down. I've already got the mental solitude to hold, even if I see 20K or however much money, if it doesn't hit my target, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. It needs to hit my target and then I'll feel vindicated. But until then, I'm just gonna watch the trade play out. Let me actually put this into the spreadsheet. Where's my spreadsheet at? All right, so we put this in the spreadsheet and put this in the notes. All right, so the day is the 26th. So I've already stated that moving forward, we will be actually taking down the volume as well. At the volume at the 8:30 open, and then the volume at the 8:45 where the 15-minute range completes. So we can kind of have an understanding of what may happen due to the volume and see if we can actually see a correlation with the volume. I'm pretty sure because we had a low volume week this week that the orb had a lot of fake outs because of that. And I'm interested to see how the orb is going to perform next week. So that's going to be interesting. So the initial sweep happened at 8:49. Right, the initial break. When did that happen? The initial break happened at 8:51. All right, so the pullback break, when did that happen? So the pullback break happened at 9:08. The break high happened at I really want to use this candle right here, man, but that's not the candle. Technically, it's this candle right here. Technically. Actually, no. That's not actually it. The actual breakout candle. So the actual breakout candle actually happened at about 10 o'clock. Yeah, so that happened at 10 o'clock. Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess technically this, so 908, so, okay, so I guess technically that makes sense. But yeah, okay, never mind. That was right. So it was a break high, initial reaction. How many false breakouts did we have? We had one. So we only had one false breakout today. Actually, two. We had two false breakouts. Okay. So from our entry at 51, I think it was like 14 points of the drawdown. I think it was like 14 points or something like that. 571 minus 569. I know that's not true. 557. 571 minus 557. So it was like 14 points in drawdown from our entry. So I can make that clear. So entry drawdown. And honestly, like I said, because this is a living document, it's going to probably be a while before the data becomes stabilized, because the data is just always changing to kind of fit and make sense. Because I just changed this. So honestly, this data right here, I might as well just zero this out, because I'm not going to actually go back and check this actually, because I don't care to do it. So I don't necessarily care about the pullback anymore. Once I'm in, I only care about the drawdown from my entry. I don't care about anything else, because what I want this document to do, I just want to look at it and be able to take away some value from it. That's it. Results. So we got a full move. So the breakout would have been 42 points before a pullback. The full move, it was 125 points. Did price reverse? No, it did not. Okay, sheet. Price continued 125 points to the upside. Yeah, what's up, everybody? What's up, Showtime? You said Apex is done? What happened with Apex? I'm pretty sure you can, man. And Investor Z says that the orb has calmed your nervous system a lot. Yo, it definitely does, man. Like, man, I think I was talking to you guys about it as well, but I was definitely talking to Smith about it. That orb, I don't feel FOMO anymore. Not with the Nasdaq. All I have to do is just wait for the signal to happen. That's all I have to do is just wait. The first 15 minutes, allow the market to do whatever it needs to do. I know that it's going to form a range, and I know that that range is literally going to be the heartbeat of the trading session. I know that the Nasdaq has consistently done the same thing around this range consistently. And if I'm patient, I can make $20,000 a day. If I'm patient and follow the rules. So yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right, Investor Z. Exactly right. Trading so I don't necessarily have any videos on it. We just do it during the stream. So in the beginning of the stream, that's the first thing that we're documenting what happens. This is kind of an example of what we do in the morning. We draw the opening range. We mark out the high and the low. The rule that I have is a point and a tick. So that's what this green and red line represents. And we just kind of mark out what happens. And I take a screenshot of this And I started doing it this week. So moving forward, I'm going to have my report look like this. Try to have it as uniform as possible. That's why it's not solid yet. But as we move forward with this report, it's going to become more professional, more clear over time. I think this is clear. I really think that this is clear. It's chronological. It tells what happens play by play, and it kind of gives me an idea. If I just go back and over the weekend, I want to say, I wonder how the orb worked out on Monday. Well, I got a screenshot and I have context on the chart as it happens. And this is what we do in the morning stream. And at nighttime, we just come back. We go over what happened with the orb. Because usually the market doesn't really do nothing overnight. And if it does, the entry, you have to be really aggressive with the entry. So I feel like we're not missing anything. I already looked at gold. I don't see anything on gold, not just yet. Not yet. Obviously, if you were short at the beginning of the session, you made money. But usually what I like to do on gold is also let gold set up as well, because gold can become very difficult if you don't allow it to set up. So kind of, I guess, to really answer your question, yeah, if you join us in tomorrow's stream, we'll go over the orb just like that. This entry right here on the ES was actually the orb from yesterday. So this kind of tells me that if an orb doesn't get hit during the session, that it's highly likely that it'll get hit in the next session, because this is how I got this entry on the ES yesterday. And even if you took the orb for today, you still made money. So, I mean, regardless if you took yesterday's orb on the ES or today's orb, you made so much money if you had, if you sized, obviously. But that orb is literally the heartbeat of this of the market, man. You can see it on the ES. It's literally the heart. The market literally trades around this 15-minute range. So this past week, the ES has definitely been a cleaner setup. You can see that, look how the ES breaks out above the range. It breaks below this range, and then it goes back up to the upside. I mean, I would hate to be in a situation where, this is decent, 35. It's about 20, 25 points. This is decent right here. I don't see, yeah, that's decent. That's decent. You had 20 something points before price came back and swept the lows of this orb, but it still came back. Yeah, I think what day was it that we had the orb short? Made so much money off that orb short. Yeah, so yeah, the orb is definitely a valuable strategy. Definitely. Yeah. And to answer your question, Sam J, yes, we are taking the orb in the sim for sure. We are taking the orb in the sim. Okay, so I was looking at the charts yesterday, and I saw that our entry on gold yesterday was the bottom, and I took my profits here at this high, and then when I came back and saw that trading an extra, what, 37, almost 10, 12 points. I was like, God damn it. I should have left the damn runner. I didn't think, I mean, with all this bearishness, I thought this thing was going to roll over, but it didn't. I should have left a runner on this thing yesterday. Hey, yo, what's up, Santiago? You said that you're short 327. Let's look at that. I mean, it's obvious that the Bears got control right now. If you look at Bookmap, the selling is very aggressive. Don't know where this aggression is coming from. If we kind of take out these lows, we could potentially see 308, but I think we could potentially see like what, 14, 13, because this area right here hasn't been tested. So we can potentially see like 14 or something like that. What day was that? That was June 24th. Hmm. Yeah, I potentially. Yeah, I guess so. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens at a range between 318 to 314. We'll see what happens. You said that I see the NQ tap the previous day high at 4 p.m. No, I didn't see that. You say long on gold? Yeah, I'm looking at potentially at 318, somewhere around 318. I see the liquidity on Bookmap at 320, but we all know that that shit gonna get swept. But if the market goes long here, I don't know. It kind of looks like it wants to. It does kind of look like it wants another leg down. We got a grinding trade. It drops. It does kind of looks like it wants another leg down, but yeah, if we can bounce at 318. And yeah, I guess so too, Santiago. Probably a liquidity sweep at 322. But I don't know, man. All I see is this is that lower high right there. We got 3 lower highs. We don't have a lower, well, technically, yeah, we have a lower low now. But overall, as long as price doesn't take out 308, then technically we've made higher highs and when we still have a higher low. So we'll see. You gonna take that long, Santiago? All right. Shit. Hmm. You thinking about it? Hmm. Waiting for the confirmation. Something's telling me that hmm. So before the stream, I was thinking about the success that we've been having with the orb so far. And as crazy as this sounds, a video popped up on my YouTube feed. And this is how I know the algorithm is listening to me. This is how I know. Because for whatever reason, I was thinking to myself, you know, you are a great trader. We've come up with so many different strategies. We've made money so many different ways. We've been through a gambling phase, a payout phase, live. I mean, we've kind of done it all in this room. And I've already shared that my next goal is just the longevity of an account. So for the longest time, at least for this week, I've been telling myself, size down, trade 1 to 3, 5 micros or just half size, just size down. Because y'all guys know I trade like 5, 3, and now I'm trading 9 lots on Nasdaq and ES. Because if I do have a losing trade, then that's a big loss if I lose. So I always have to be perfect. And what I have noticed is that because I have to be perfect, I take less trades. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, taking less trades, but there's going to be times where I might pass up a good setup because I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh man, what if this trade doesn't work? And I have that. I've done that to myself. I definitely have done that to myself, where I would pass up a winning trade and I would just feel crappy about myself because I allowed my emotions to make my trading decisions instead of following my system. And I do that a lot because I don't want to have a big red day, because I know that what's going to follow up after that. I'm going to super oversize. I'm already trading 3 5 lots, so I got to trade 10 lots to get that shit back. And one wrong move with the 10 lot, and there goes the account. So the video that I watched, it's called like Turtle or something like that. Turtle Traders or something like that. And the video was talking about how there's emotional traders, and then there's traders that just trade their system. And I was like, huh, that's so interesting that this video came exactly when I needed to hear that. Trading the system, not trade what we see and not what we think. And even if our system stops working, you trade it anyway, because the numbers over time, you're going to be profitable. You may not be profitable right now, but over time, you're going to be profitable. And the narrator said something that hit me right in the gut. He said that those that trade with size, they can be right most of the time, which we are right most of the time. We usually catch tops and bottoms in this room. But all it takes is one bad trade and they blow up. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Seriously? You're just gonna expose me like that? Now I can't feign ignorance anymore? And it's true, man. It's true. How many accounts have I blown up just because I was wrong and I went tilt because of it? If I size down over time, the account is just going to compound over time. But my ego doesn't want that, man. Because I know that I'm very capable of trading heavy size. I know I'm capable of that, and my ego is telling me that if I downsize to micros, or not to micros, but to trading 1 to 3 micros and having like a max size of maybe 6 micros or something like that, that over time I'll grow this account. But I don't want to do that. But I know what's the right thing to do. And I hate it. I definitely do. I hate it. I know it's the right thing to do though, because this is what magically happens. Once I start to size down in the account, all the accounts that I have in reserve, in my mind, they immediately become unnecessary. I don't need to have 5 accounts because there's no way I'm going to blow the account. I can have losing days and still come back the next day and trade another day. With smaller size, I don't necessarily have to have perfect entries. I can kind of get in at one range, one level, and I can have the mark, or I can have a position build up, kind of like if I think that the market is going to bounce right here at the low, then I can start a position here with maybe 1 micro, 2 micros, 3 micros, and then probably have my stop somewhere down there or something like that. And then as the market goes in my direction, I can kind of build and add to the position and all that and blah, 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 blah. And I can do that. But man, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I remember you talking about that, Santiago. That's definitely challenging because I want to catch them all, man. I want to catch all the moves, man. I think we all want to do that. That's just not me. I want to catch all the moves. But if I'm trading heavy size, I got to be very particular about where I get in at. And if I'm getting in at the wrong spot, then you know how that should go. It will definitely be an adjustment. If I do switch to the micros and reduce my size drastically, I'll definitely keep the account longer. I'll probably have more trades actually. I'll probably take more trades. Mm. Yeah, I definitely agree. Hey, Investor Z, where are you targeting? I don't know if you already said that. Where are you targeting? Yeah, I'm looking at S4 on gold. I'm looking at S4 because that's a pivot, and I'm looking at Bookmap, and there's already people building positions at 18. So we'll see what happens. But shit, let's talk about the Nasdaq, man. The Nasdaq is almost at all-time highs. The Nasdaq is almost at all-time highs at what, 781, or is it 871? 871 is all-time highs on Nasdaq. 871 on the September contract. The December contract's all-time high is at 23K. It's already touched 23K on the December contract. Just hit your TP. Yo, congratulations on that, man. Hey, Investor Z, how many contracts do you trade on gold? You think so? I feel like gold is probably one of the only instruments where it's easier to trade during this time frame than in the morning. Now, I'm not saying that gold is hard either way, but I feel that the moves are a lot cleaner overnight. The setups happen more often overnight than during the day. But that's my opinion, obviously. Because obviously, Investor Z saying that during this time of the day, he feels like it's hard. So obviously, it's my opinion. Yeah, so right now, all-time highs on the September contract is at 871. We're almost there, guys and gals. We're almost there. All-time highs on the September contract. 871. Or I apologize, 781. I apologize. Or hold on, what? Okay, so 871. I had to correct the first time. 871. They be trying to lie to me. So this is where it's highly likely that the market is going to make an attempt to go. But I've already stated my opinion. I don't think that the market is going to take out all-time highs. I feel that we're going to probably get close. We're going to probably get to the top of this range. I think the closest we'll probably get is actually, I wrote it down actually. So I think the closest we'll get is probably 775, probably at the top of this range right here, 775, somewhere in this area. And if we do see a break, probably like 815 or something like that. Hmm. Give me a second. I could probably do the math now. Mm, 725 maybe. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking for the market to kind of retrace around yeah, a range between 735 and 775. I don't think the market gets past this range, but if it does, yeah, I just don't see it, man. But I guess we'll see. And you're talking about micro contracts or you're talking about minis? I might I might just go to well, on Apex, I'm gonna keep my same well, mm, on Apex I'll keep my same size. But on these 50K accounts, I think even trading one contract will kind of be too much. Probably trading 7 contracts is probably the perfect number. 6 to 7 contracts. I don't want to trade half because I want to be paid for my effort and my patience. But if I were to cut down on these smaller accounts, because I trade 18 on these smaller accounts. And like I said, all it takes is one bad trade and there goes the account. Micros. Uh, what would you say is the issue? How hard is it to blow your account trading 5 micros for you? The reason why I ask is because I'm trying to gauge uh how I should move forward. Because like I said, I got a system in place. I got a system in place. It's how I want to implement it though. That's the thing. It's like how I want to implement it. Hmm. Oof. Hmm. And we finally cracked 18K on this ES trade. Man, that is mm, mm. Because sometimes mm, because you'll find yourself in a situation like this. Oof. Mm. I mean, it worked though. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it still worked, but it just didn't go as far as I. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, I'm gonna just have to watch that so I can just get that shit off my screen. Tired of looking at it at this point. There's so much aggressive selling on gold right now. Well, I guess the selling has died down a little bit. If you was looking at this on Bookmap, you saw there goes the selling right there. There it goes. For whatever reason, they're selling out of gold. They are super selling out of gold. Honestly, I don't know where the hell this thing wants to go. And it would have been nice to be in this short. It definitely would have been nice to be in this short. All right. So we definitely had some more inflationary data coming out tomorrow. We have PCE tomorrow. That's probably why we're seeing such a big move down in gold tonight. We all know that this is the Fed's favorite inflationary gauge. Is the PCE number. And we're going to get that at 7:30 tomorrow morning. So we will definitely see a lot of volatility around that time. We'll definitely see it. Gold, the dollar, the indices, everything will be affected by this because obviously this is monetary policy that we're talking about. Uh, I think I got the what is it? The Fed Watch tool. I'll keep the Fed Watch tool in this tab right here. So it looks like they're moving back and forth between what are their predictions for the next rate cut. Yesterday, it was a 75% chance that it would stay current and a 25% chance that the Fed will cut rates 25 basis points. But it looks like the market has lost some of that optimism. And it makes sense because, as we talked about yesterday, the job market, the data that came out for the job market was definitely going to be influential. Honestly, I'm surprised that the indices pumped. The Fed, Powell, has stated in his testimony to Congress and at the FOMC press conference that right now they're focused on employment. That's what they're focused on. And right now, because the job numbers came lower than expected, that shows that the job market is strong and is being very resilient. And speculators will speculate that the Fed is not going to cut rates because they don't have to. They're paying attention to the job market, and the job market right now is strong somehow. Don't know if the data is being massaged the same way it was being massaged during the Biden administration, but who knows? So tomorrow's data, we're definitely going to see a drastic change depending on what that data says. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I would understand it initially without looking at it and trying to understand what the hell is going on. But because we're retail, it doesn't matter what we think. It really matters what these money managers think and the people that they pay trillions of dollars to understand this stuff, what they think. The only thing that we can do as retail is trade their reaction to the data. And that's what I plan on doing tomorrow. We will keep an eye on this data because we can have bad news and the market will just throw a temporary temper tantrum and then continue to the upside as it has been, or we could see a big dump to the downside, taking out this entire bullish move, this low liquidity pump. And we talked about it earlier in the stream today. I really believe that the big money, the big players, they're allowing this to happen. They're allowing retail to buy this thing right on up until they get to a certain point, and then they're just going to dump, and they're going to allow retail to hold the bag. Because this is normal on the Nasdaq, but I kind of feel that this is a rug pull in the making, at least on the ES, because it's been doing a lot of price action that is not normal for the ES. You don't see the ES just randomly push back up after it breaks structure to the downside. You can see that the bears has been trying to sell, but the bulls are holding the pullback. They're holding the pullback aggressively on the ES. We know that that's not normal for the ES. This right there was the first sign that the bulls were in super control, because the ES does not do this at all. You don't see a trend line break on the ES without them coming back to the trend line and selling the retest. You don't see that. This is so abnormal for the ES. That was like the first clue. I was like, okay, something's going on. You can see that you get that break and that retest of the trend line, and the bears couldn't even hold the retest of the trend line. That's how I knew that the ES was on something. So we just have to be mindful and be prepared. Obviously, trade with the direction of the market, regardless of what we think. But just be prepared that we had a big multi-day trending day to the upside. We all know that the same way we go up is going to be the same way that we're going to come down, and it's going to be worse. This thing happens so often that we should kind of expect it to happen. We should expect it. He's saying that you're taking the base hit. It says took a TP short on gold. Oh, you took a short on gold? I thought you were buying. Because gold buyers are selling and are buying NQ shit. I would do the same thing. You see how high the NQ is right now? I would do the same thing. Yeah, and I kind of figured that that 22 level wouldn't hold on gold. It's too much bullish aggression. You got the bears rejecting it off the 21 on the 18-minute chart. There is no way that the bulls are going to hold that. I would have been more surprised if they did. Well, they took out the 18 level. That was the level that I was looking at. They took that out. They took out 13. That was another area I was looking at. So it's obvious that the bulls they are not interested in buying gold ahead of this PCE number. So we could see this thing drop potentially all night and potentially just chop to the right because it's not gonna allow it to drop down too far. But with but it's obvious the buyers are just not interested in buying gold at the moment. You got back in short. No good shit, man. Yeah, I wish I was in front of my charts when gold was actually dumping. It would have been nice to have been in front of my charts, but lately I've already shared with you guys that there was just a lot of process change at work, and I have to do a lot more documentation, and that's been eating time. Documentation eats up time. I swear it does, man. I'm doing a report of something, documenting what I've done, and I start at maybe 3, 5 o'clock, and then it's like, oh shit, it's about 30 minutes before the stream starts. Let me hurry up and finish. Or let me hurry up and get this done. I probably might be a little bit late to the stream because I have to get something done. But documentation is definitely a time killer. So I don't even have time to even look at the charts. I try to look at the charts like at 7:30, because we all know that around 8 o'clock is where we get that liquidity push. So yeah, like 8 o'clock. I mean, if you got in at 8 o'clock and then it pulled back against you, I mean, it's not that big of a drawdown. It's like 2 points. But I mean, if you got in short at 8 o'clock and held, man, you got paid. You said NQ came back knocking. Shit, I mean, I'm still in a position. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I said I was not going to trade NQ ever again, and here I am. She paid Alfred to come get me though. She was like, Alfred, tell him the strategy. Give him to come back. Get him to come back. It's Alfred's doing. But like I said, I'm glad that I'm glad he said something about this orb. And I'm glad that I actually that I took interest the way that I did. And now we can all kind of just document and see how this orb works. It says, come back. I'll give you a strategy so I don't seem that crazy. Just come back. No, I don't want to come back. You keep blowing my accounts. Like, dude, I literally, the first day I came back, she blows my account. Like, what the fuck, man? You ain't had to do that shit to me. The first day I come back, I blow accounts. Not because I was wrong, because you unnecessarily pulled back and then kept on going. You know I'm not going to take profits unless you hit my TP. And then she hits my TP and only fills 10 of my contracts. you know what? I don't have to deal with that shit. I don't have to deal with that. Dude, she literally filled 10 of my 90 contracts. I was like, you know what, man? Fine. I mean, I guess it's my fault. I said I was going to come back to the Nasdaq, and here I am. I had a what 2 week sobriety of not trading the Nasdaq, and I gave all that up. 2 weeks of sobriety of not trading the Nasdaq. First, the entry chart came back on it. I was like, when the hell did I do that? I was like, well, I'll have the entry chart on, but I won't trade it. Yo, sound like a fucking addict right now. All right, fine. I'm not gonna. I'll put the chart on, but I won't. I won't place a trade. And then I place a trade. Fine. I won't. I won't place a trade, but only I'll place a trade, but it's only in the sim. And then we talking about let's hop into an eval with this shit. It's always some baby steps. And where does it bring you? Right back to me. I am inevitable. That's what the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq with her freaking Thanos gauntlet. It says, where did it bring you? Right back to me. Right back to me. Freaking NQ. She is a drug, man. She is a freaking drug. So you back trading the ES again, Investor Z? I mean, like I said, the ES is she's cleaner. She's definitely cleaner. She's definitely not as crazy as the Nasdaq. But the profitability, the money is always on the Nasdaq. The money is on gold too. It's just that you kind of have to you kind of have to pay attention to where you're at on the charts with gold. Because if you look at gold right now, where does it lie to you at? Gold does not lie to you at all. Where does it lie? You can't even see not one lie on gold. When she reaches a certain area, she rejects like she's supposed to. Look at how she reacts to this 21 EMA. Look how she reacts to the 200 EMA. Previous days lows and highs, she breaks liquidity. She comes back, she pulls to the 21 EMA and then continues to dump and trend. She does not lie. Gold doesn't lie. She gets to clapping you real quick if you try to go against her. And I will say that gold has kind of cleaned up a lot of my bad habits that I picked up trading the NQ. And I will say that now I fight the trend less often on Nasdaq now, ever since I started trading gold, because gold was like, nah, bro, we don't do that shit over here. We don't do that over here. You fight the trend, you will lose every time. Every time. I mean, the pullbacks, if you're fighting against a trend, the pullbacks is not even worth all the risk that you're putting on, because the money will always be if you just follow the trend on gold. There's not no random pullback. If you're on the right side of the market, you're on the right side of the market. It pulls back into support. And that's when you'll see the move higher. And that's one of the things that I enjoy the most about trading gold. So we'll see. It looks like the bulls are trying to find support, but I know that this is false. We're going to get one more leg down. With all this bearishness right here, that pullback potentially to this value area low right here, potentially the 200 EMA. If we get a pop here, that shit is definitely going to get sold into. It's highly unlikely that this thing's going to keep going. The reason why I say that is because for those that are still in this, they probably got in at yesterday's low at 22. They're hoping and praying. They're on their knees right now praying to the market gods, like, please give me break even, please. Please, this is my kid's college fund. This is my this. This is my that. They're begging and pleading to the market gods right now. And if they get a hint of their break even, they're taking that shit. They're taking it. So we're going to probably see like maybe one or two pullbacks before the bulls actually regain control here. That is a lot of selling pressure to the downside. And then we got a trend line break too. We got a trend line break and it kind of missed a trend line, but we got a break and a retest. Shit, this shit is going down. A two-legged pullback. We'll see. But all right, guys. It is 10:30, so we're out of time for this session. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the market reacts at 7:30 tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely move on from there. So with that said, we'll definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.